Priyanka. Priyanka, well, big relief yesterday in court for the 16 MLAs. They have now time to respond to that notice of disqualification and so on. Questions raised about the Deputy Speaker and whether he is in a position to issue such orders and so on. As far as, well, political developments there, we were just speaking with Shivangi. She said about how despite saying that it's distanced itself from the from this entire drama, the BJP, well, there is a lot of movement as far as the Mahavikas Aghadi alliance is concerned on one side and, well, the BJP on the other side as well. What information can you give us? Well, we don't seem
All
to
right,
be able...
Rukma, I could get part of your question, but I'll speak about what's really happened. Yeah. So, Rukma, as we were talking about this letter and what really is going to be the legal course of action that will be taken hereafter, because as you very rightly pointed out, the political developments, of course, have been taking place as far as the MVA is concerned, as far as the internal allies of the MVA is concerned as well, because we had seen hectic meetings that had been carried out from with the NCP leadership, also with the Congress leadership as well. And now we are seeing the kind of statements that we had been seeing from the Shiv Sena coming out, claiming that they have the numbers and all of that, the kind of power posturing that was being carried out by the Uddhav Thackeray loyalists and the Uddhav Thackeray clan altogether. In fact, there were a lot of statements that were being made with respect to how there will be a legal action taken against these MLAs as well. Now, that really gets us to talk about the disqualification of the MLAs that had been done by the Deputy Speaker, and this entire move is being called as illegal. Now, they are not mincing their words. Now, these are being called by the Shinde camp, the Eknath Shinde camp, in fact, saying that the Deputy Speaker's move had been completely illegal, and that is why they have approached the legal battle for this. And the arguments as well of that sort we had seen yesterday transpiring in the Apex Court. But as of now, on the ground, the ramifications of that legal battle is also something that we are seeing with respect to the meetings that are also happening. Because as we had been talking about this earlier as well, that there are hectic parleys with respect to the BJP also that are going on, and also the NCP and the Congress that we are tracking. But most of the movement, in fact, also happening in the Eknath Shinde camp that are looking at, in fact, brainstorming as to what the legal course of action will be going forward. Rupka.
Right, Priyanka. Well, going across to Alisha. Alisha, for this latest development that independent MLAs are likely to approach the governor now, your inputs regarding this?
Well, Nupur, it's very interesting to know that at this point of time where the rebel MLAs, the 16 rebel MLAs and specifically the Shiv Sena MLAs who are present in Guwahati has already got a relief over the disqualification. So this is something now a step can be taken, and we know that even yesterday there was a series of meetings that was ongoing in Guwahati, and specifically Eknath Shinde was holding a meeting what can be further course of action, because in the next coming days there could be the possibility of the floor test. So let me tell you some of the possibility, because what we got to know that there are independent MLAs who can now, they are likely to approach governor, can approach for the floor test. At this point of time, there could be anyone who can go to the governor and ask for the floor test. But now the independent MLAs has been coming in front, and they are likely to approach the governor for the floor test. Now we have to wait and what really happens in the Maharashtra, because we even see that Maharashtra governor looks to be very, looking into the matter, what has been happening across the state, and even it's a political crisis that has been ongoing, and that is the reason if no one comes, this is also the possibility. Let me tell our viewers that if no one comes, no other party comes forward for the floor test, Maharashtra governor can take a sumo and he can ask the Maharashtra government, that is Uddhav Thackeray government, to come to the floor and approve the majority. So this is also can be happen. So as I said that the coming 2 to 3 days is the very important, where any time from now there can be the floor test where the majority has to be proven before the governor. But we are seeing that there is a strategy that has been made up. There are the strategy that has been discussed with whether it is Eknath Shinde camp, and now we get to know that even independent MLAs are likely to approach governor for the floor test.
Right. Right. Well, Alisha, and further, as far as the Mahavikas Aghadi is concerned, any movement likely in terms of meetings scheduled, in terms of any calls by the NCP, by the Congress, for example, how are they dealing? What seems to be their strategy as of now? Because we are hearing a lot of voices, as Shivangi has been continuously reporting from Matoshri, as far as Aditya Thackeray, who seems to have taken the lead in this, is concerned. But what about the other allies of the Mahavikas Aghadi?
Well, what is important to know that since the time the MLAs that has went to Guwahati, and we know that there was several letters that has been given to Uddhav Thackeray as well, clearly stating that there are many MLAs that they are very upset with the leadership of Uddhav Thackeray, and this is the only reason where, just because no one were allowed to come to the Matrushi or Varsha, but the allies party, that is NCP and Congress, were allowed. They were, their workers and the leaders were allowed to go inside, which has really made a shame for those MLAs who need to answer to their constituency. They were answerable to the people of their constituency. So this is the reason where they wanted to continue with the legacy of Bhagat Thackeray, that is a Hindutva ideology, and this can only be possible with getting in alliance with the Bharatiya Janata Party. And yesterday we saw the letter that was given by Deepak Kesarkar, and that is clearly mentioned that to continue with the Hindutva ideology, you should, that is Uddhav Thackeray should come with a BJP. Now talking about the strategy that has been made by Mahavikas Aghadi, and since the time the allegation that was made that Uddhav Thackeray is not been get connected, and right after the moment we are saying that Uddhav Thackeray has been having a meeting, whether with the district president, whether with the corporators, whether with the local pramukhs, he's been having a continuously meeting. And even the interesting part, what we know that today where Sanjay Raut, who has been summoned by enforcement directorate in a Patrachal case, he was asked to come to the ED office today at 11 a.m. But what yesterday we have already informed that he is not going to come, and he even confirmed with the tweet that he has mentioned that today he is going to go Alibag for the public meeting. So this is the strategy that has been ongoing within the Shiv Sena, specifically Shiv Sena, because there are no public meeting of NCP or Congress or not a Mahavikas Aghadi, but this is only the public meeting and the meeting that has been ongoing of Shiv Sena, because they have been showing to the people that we are with everyone and we are one, we are the real Shiv Sena, is what we are hearing, whether it is Aditya Thackeray or whether it is Sanjay Raut. It's a public meeting where they are clearly stating only one sentence, that we are the Bhagat Thackeray Hindutva ideology, real Shiv Sena, and they are going to the people. And they have been even said that those who have went to Guwahati has literally betrayed, they had backstab, so they are not the Shiv Sena and they won't be able to come back to the Shiv Sena as well. But what is to understand that they have the majority. Eknath Shinde has the majority of a 39 Shiv Sena MLAs, and that is really going to be proof in the floor test, which whether it is the independent MLAs or whether the Shinde camp is going to approach the governor soon.
Right. So all eyes on who and when is going to approach the governor. As Alisha, you tell us. Alisha, stay with us. Going across now to Anirudh. Anirudh, the question in everyone's mind, when are the MLAs there who are camped in the Eknath Shinde loyalists, when are they most likely to move out of Guwahati? And all expectations are of a floor test very soon, the request for a floor test very soon to the governor. What inputs can you give us regarding this? What information is emerging out of Radisson Blu there?
Yes, Nupur. In fact, if there is a move for floor test, then the Uddhav Thackeray government also have the scope of approaching the Supreme Court against the move for the proving majority in the House. Meanwhile, in that scenario, let me also tell you that if there is a floor test called for Uddhav Thackeray's government to prove the majority in the House, then the Eknath Shinde camp, who is camping right here in Hotel Radisson Blue in Guwahati, can skip that floor test because only their absence will ensure that the majority of Uddhav Thackeray is not proved in the House. So that is exactly what is going to happen, and we are also getting to know that this hotel has been booked up till 5th of July and can be extended further.